Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Humna and I share content connected to art, healing and spirituality. I just uploaded a grid that I created inspired by the 6th rule of love from the book 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak, and I'm working on creating artworks which you can join me also. If you become a member on my Patreon, you'll be able to have access to all my sessions connected to the 40 Rules of Love and create the artworks for yourself and take a journey within your heart towards your light. And while I was working on this grid, I realized that it actually connects me to an ayat, which is the 94th ayat in the Quraan, and I thought it'd be really lovely to bring the two together and how the rule itself basically speaks about. I'll share the rule first with you, and it reads like this: loneliness and solitude are two different things. When you are lonely, it is easy to delude yourself into believing that you are on the right path. Solitude is better for us as it means being alone without feeling lonely. But eventually, it is best to find a person who will be your mirror. Remember, only in another person's heart can you truly see yourself and the presence of God within you. Now, this is the rule number 6. You can Google and find out about it. And like I said, connected to this, I was working on a grid expressing what message I received from the two, loneliness and solitude. But what was really profound was when I got guided to, after I finished the grid, I was reminded of this ayat, which is the 94th ayat, and it was so profound that I thought I'm going to share it with you all and see what you think about it, and if anybody else has insights based on that, would be magical. So the surah is 94, the expansion. Let me just read it to you. Gain after strain. Didn't we expand your chest and lift your burden, which was breaking your back? We raised high your honor. Indeed, every hardship is followed by ease. Indeed, every hardship is followed by ease. Once you finish your daily chores, seek your Lord passionately in worship. Now, when you just focus on the first line, didn't we expand your chest and lift your burden? If we look at this artwork, this is the center part. When we look at this part, this is where one feels lonely, and this part is where one feels in solitude. So when we visually understand the two, what they mean and how our body and soul behave in when we are in loneliness and when we are in solitude, we can understand and catch ourselves which space we are in. So when we are in our loneliness space, the soul's molecules, or whatever it is that you want to call it, the fragments of the soul are always searching, are always needing, are always reaching out, moving out, searching out, trying out, wanting, desiring, and in a space of neediness because it feels that it lacks. Something is lacking, and that's what you're going out to look for, right? That's the loneliness. This is the solitude. Solitude is when all the molecules of your soul, the fragments of your soul, which are dispersed off, come back home into your being, are held in a safe space by your heart. Automatically, you feel at peace. Now, when we think about this, the heart feels empty because it is connected to the dunya. In the dunya, the mind makes you want to have money. The mind wants to make you sit in relationships and places where you are not happy, because the mind says, well, this is this is better, this is good, this is okay, this is fine, and you just keep being in this space. You could be surrounded by 1,000 people, but yet you will feel lonely because inside your heart there is this void, there is this emptiness, because you are so attracted and attached to the dunya and things in the dunya that your attention, your mind is constantly in needing of these things, in lack of that what is within you. When you come onto the solitude side, your heart expands. It holds in all your thoughts, brings it back home towards your heart, for in the heart is your Allah, your creator. So your focus from dunya turns inwards towards your Allah. And you recognize that it's not just the mind that you need, you actually need the mind to be aligned with your heart, so that you can act from a space of being held by Allah and Allah's qadr. And how does that connect to this ayat? It says here, didn't we expand your chest? Meaning, didn't we bring back everything in you, take away all your burdens, all your worries, lift your burden. It says here, didn't we expand your chest and lift your burden? Didn't we bring all your thoughts back home to remind you of who your creator is, who is in your heart, who is the one that you are going to be meeting when this body deteriorates, when your needs of the body are no more valid, you're dead, you're back into the ground, you become earth. Who is the one you're going to go and meet? So what are you going to take with you when you are going to go meet Allah? And that's the condition of your heart, qalbul salim. You are meant to take a clean heart back to your Allah. But if all your molecules of your heart and your soul and your mind are going to be scattered around being worried about dunya, you're never ever going to be in the space to take care of your energy, take care of your soul, your heart, your light. You'll always be dispersed of wanting, needing, desiring, and all that sort of stuff. So when you visually see this, that if you're constantly going to be outside your body, thinking, you're never going to come home towards your heart where your Allah is. And that's what we need to focus. So didn't we expand your chest? Meaning, didn't we make space in your chest to hold everything so that the light of Allah can be inside it? And take away, when the light of Allah comes in, imagine like this light in your heart, automatically there will be no darkness, there will be no attachments to the dunya. Right? So automatically your burdens will be lifted, because you will have this peace in yourself, knowing that Allah's taking care of everything. He's my Rabb, He's the one who's created me, He's the one who'll take care of me, He's my provider, He's my protector. Automatically all these molecules will return home, and your chest will expand with light, and all your burdens, meaning all your darkness, all your gunk, all your neediness will go away, because you know that your Allah is always going to provide you with that what you need in this moment and in the hereafter, which was breaking your back. So the burdens, the darkness, the neediness, I want this, I want this, I want this. Can you imagine? Constantly, if you're going to be thinking about this, you're going to be empty inside. Emptiness inside leads to demotivation and dissatisfaction. You'll constantly be holding the burden of other people. Why can't I do this? Why am I not good enough? And all that sort of stuff. So it will break your back. You'll be so tired, because you'll be carrying expectations of serving the dunya. You will constantly be thinking about dunya. You will not be in a space of knowing your heart, your soul, your Allah. So Allah is saying here, He expands. Do you not see that He expands your chest so that all your burdens can be taken away, and light comes in to tell you that the light will guide you towards how to deal in life. And then it'll lift your burden, it'll take away all your problems, because there's no space for darkness. There are no burdens when you know that Allah is with you. And the burdens were breaking your back because they make you heavy. They make you constantly want to fill your bag up with this and this and this, the car, the relationship, the money, the house, the this, because you've been told by the dunya that these are the things excuse me, you need to run after. And suddenly, when this dunya's attachments, when these distractions, you bring back home and say, hang on, what is my purpose of being? My purpose of being is being connected to my Allah. When you connect yourself to Allah, you come into a space of peace, of calmness, of being held. Your every single cell has a signature of Allah, and you are every single cell is in the zikr of Allah. So you come back home to recognizing that what is happening inside your cell, you start doing that outside in your life, and you become in balance. Your focus is no more dunya, your focus is Allah. When your focus is Allah, your dunya automatically goes quiet. You lose relationships, you lose your job, you lose your identity, you empty yourself. For that, what fills your heart is so complete, it's so solid, it's so peaceful, that this no matter has the hold on you. And everything comes into place when this is in place. He says, we raised high your honor. Meaning that when you are, of course, connected to the highest of the highest powers, which is Allah, you are depending on Allah, you are connected to Allah, you are constantly communicating with Allah, automatically you are not just serving humanity, you become the slave of Allah, and suddenly you are not just on the planet, you are raised above, because you know that this world is temporary. And the reality of you is that you are a traveler, you've come here, be in the heart, be with your Allah, do the things with your mind aligned with your heart, not your mind controlling you, but your mind in alignment with your heart, meaning the dunya and deen go together. And you are connected to working on your akhirat and your deen. Sorry, there's a cat outside who just, I thought, ate my pigeon up. So I kind of was like, oh my god, that was very much dunya right now. Just had a heart attack here. Anyway, sorry about the distraction. And then it says, indeed every hardship is followed by ease. Indeed every hardship is followed by ease. Now this is a really interesting ayat, but I do not want to kind of expand it into too much, because I actually have a beautiful grid design in my heart for it. So inshallah I'll share that later with you. But of course you understand the meaning, which says that of course in every hardship, in all these little thoughts and problems and burdens that you have, if you bring them home, give them to Allah, ask Him to help you, talk to Him, communicate to Him, tell Him what your problems is, you start from the inside, automatically everything will come to ease, because He knows best what we don't know. And then it says, once you finish your daily chores, seek your Lord passionately in worship. Whatever it is that you choose to do in your life, that is a part of you that needs to serve for the world, and work towards getting whatever it is that you want in this world, but does not define you, because you still need to keep your connection. That is for your mind, that is for your ego, that is for your dunya, that you need to earn money. But on the other side, your connection with Allah is for dunya and your akhirat. And that's where we understand that when we are lonely, we are away from our heart. We are constantly focusing on the dunya. When we are in solitude, we are in conversation with Allah. We are held by Allah. We are connected to Allah. That's how you know that you don't want to run away from solitude. You don't like, oh my God, I'm so alone. What's happening to me? You come to a space where you believe, you understand, you can never be alone. For you are in your body. Your soul is in your body. Your soul is in your Allah's hands, and automatically you know you are home in your body because you are home with Allah. You are connected to Allah. And when you have Allah's company with you, like He becomes your best friend, you talk to Him daily, you have a conversation through little things that you do, you ask, you communicate, you connect, you automatically have companions that you can't really see, but your companions become the birds, the ants, the the wind, the air, the fire. Sorry, wind and air are the same thing, but fire, or the essence. You start connecting majorly to your body. Everything in your body becomes your friend. Once they become your friend, you communicate with yourself. You automatically are in the presence of Allah, because every part of you is a creation of Allah. So when you connect to your essence, so for example, you light a candle and you say, oh my God, the smell is so beautiful, automatically you know that the smell could not reach your nose if Allah didn't want to, right? So in solitude, you connect to all your six senses, and through those excuse me, six senses, you feel Allah near you. And that's how you build your friendship with Allah, with yourself, and work towards peace in this life and in the hereafter. I did have this thing that I wrote down. I'm going to just see if it was any different. But it says, loneliness is when you are calling out to dunya. So when you are lonely, you'll constantly be looking for things like Netflix, food, I want more friends, why do I not go out, why do I not do the things that people do, I don't have all that, blah, blah, blah. You'll have all these thoughts, like lots of thoughts that are like outwards. Nothing is enough because you are in your lack mentality. The moment you come into your abundance mentality, you are in solitude, you don't run away from this. So in loneliness, you are calling out to dunya. You will always call out to people. You will always call out to career. You always call out to something, drugs, smoking, something that will help you pacify this little thought here. But you'll still feel void because you don't have Allah in here. You don't have the groundness of oneness of Allah. You don't have the connection to your akhirat. You're not preparing for your akhirat. So what Allah does is makes you experience loneliness, which is this way. It makes you say, go and do this. All right, fine, go and do this. Okay, go try this. And you keep going, collecting a little bit more of whatever gunk from the dunya, coming back, and no, it's not still not enough. Excuse me. And so you'll always feel lonely inside here because you're always calling out to dunya. In solitude is when you are cultivating your connection with Allah. Like I said, you're cultivating your connection through all your six senses. When you are with yourself, you actually feel a tear rolling down your eyes, like coming out of your eyes, falling down your cheek. The warmth of that tear reminds you of the love that Ya Latif speaks about, which is so subtle. That warmth of your tear that comes, makes you feel on the sensation. Can you imagine? The tears could actually be really cold. Can you imagine like cold tears coming down your cheeks? Allah made your tears warm so that you can feel the warmth on your skin when you are crying, and the cleansing that is happening through your tears helps you purify yourself. You see, so you connect to every single sense of yours and you thank it. The way you are moving, the way you are eating, the way you're doing whatever it is. When you are really sad, you don't stop breathing. When you are really troubled, you don't stop eating. You'll still eat something because you need that for survival, right? So what Allah is saying to us, that you will continue to live in loneliness if you don't understand that your soul needs to come home to Allah. And so that's when in solitude you will cultivate your connection with Allah. Now for me, solitude has always been a place, a space where I create artworks. So like I create these grids and then I paint on them, validating and reinforcing the whole idea of understanding. While I'm painting this, I see this visually saying, oh, this is the part where I felt lonely. And I don't want to feel this again because my focus was always on dunya. So now I understand what it means to be connected to Allah. But I had to go through loneliness to understand what it means to connect to Allah, so that I could see that this happened, but this is what my choice is. This is what I had to experience, but this is what I need to be in this moment, because this is what will get me through to dunya and to my akhirat. Because now I understand that this dunya is just temporary. This is just one layer, whereas this is this layer and this layer. So it's inside my heart, my body, my soul, my everything. And if I take care of my heart, my soul, my body, everything, then automatically my akhirat will be clear, will be lit, I'll be ready to face my Allah. Inshallah, we all will be. So for me, going into solitude was being able to do something creative. Connecting to my creativity connected me to my creator. And I always say this like a mantra of craziness, that your creator created you as his creation, and he connects to you through your creativity. So when you allow yourself to create, you are actually having a conversation with your creator. So creator, creation, and creativity. So through this action, I am fulfilled, and through that fulfillment, I reach my creator. This is my connection. My creator gives me creativity so that I can feel at peace and be in ibadat of my Allah. So that's how the whole circle works. I could go like this also, but anyway, that's separate, not part of the thing right now. What I needed to really clarify is how Quraan explains to us what loneliness could mean and what solitude could mean, and how we can actually learn from both and understand this is a part of us, this is a part of us. This is where we run after dunya. This is where we communicate and cultivate and connect to Allah. Loneliness demotivates you because all you want is dunya, and that is never going to satisfy, because you are not in this body and mind. You are a slave of the world. You constantly reaching out for things here, so that you are a slave of this space. Like you're a slave of this dunya. When you are working from the inside out, meaning you come home to your heart, you see what your heart wants you to do, you follow it with sincerity, honest truth, Allah lights up your whole dunya for you, because you're taking care of the light in your heart. You see, when we're disconnected to our heart, we are unable to operate on the path of light. For the light to shine from your heart, you have to empty the space. You have to detach from dunya. You have to remove yourself from people and places where you are not valued and feel worthy, because that's the shaitan saying you are unworthy, so stay in places where you are unworthy. Allah doesn't say that to us. Now solitude is you focusing on doing things to please Allah. So you automatically, remember in the ayat he says here that once you finish your daily chores, seek your Lord passionately in worship. Why would you want to do that? So that you can always be connected to him, you can always be in communication with him, you're always feeling him around you, because you know that in your heart Allah is there. You'll never feel alone, because of that passionate. It says passionately in worship, meaning like don't just do it, oh I have to pray, or oh I have to sit and do my namaz and whatever. Do it with passion. When you're reaching out for searching things and doing jobs in dunya so passionately, when you're loving another human being so passionately, then also do the ibadat passionately, because that is what is going to get you through to your next life. And So you become a slave of Allah here. Now notice, when you are a slave of the dunya, this is what it looks like. And the mind, your mind is constantly out of your body. You see, all the molecules are outside your body, and here the molecules are home inside you. They're seeded, they're placed in a place where they will sprout with light, towards light, inshallah ta'ala. Now the most important thing is that you need to ask yourself through this journey, what makes you go within? So for me, like I said, to cultivate my relationship with Allah, it was my creativity. When I create and share these grids with you all, it is what I connect to Allah through. So ask yourself, what is it on this planet that you do which helps you go inwards? It could be cooking, it could be singing, it could be dancing, but whatever it is that you do which helps you go inside yourself and removes you from the space of neediness and lack, that I don't have this. Go to places where you feel like, I have this, I've got it, I am passionate about doing this, not for money, not for any other reason, but the fact that it gives you peace. It brings you home to yourself, rather than constantly becoming better. Where are you? Where are you already beautifully good enough? Because everybody has this light. Everybody's born with purpose and talent. You need to unlayer. You need to bring your focus in, unlayer yourself, and come to your place where you can see the light clearly, see your purpose clearly. That's something that I help people do. If you'd like to join me for a one-to-one session or join my online retreats, you're most welcome to, or have access to my Patreon, which is, all the links are given below. But that's the question you need to ask. What makes you go within? What makes you, your scattered mind that disperses off into far lands, come back home to your heart? You see, when you think about a traveler, and it's constantly traveling and traveling and traveling, but not really knowing where it's going, is just going to live through life just like there's nothing. But there is something which is in your heart. So when you turn inwards and you start to get to know your own self, you're like this deep, beautiful blue ocean inside you that connects you to your creator, to the magnificence of this world. And your world starts shifting from the inside, and your world's outside starts moving and shifting also. So what is it that makes you come home to your own self? Do that more, and that becomes your ibadat. So for example, creativity for me is a form of ibadat, because when I'm creating, I'm connecting to Allah. I'm trying to learn more about him. I'm trying to express what I learned through these videos. So what is it that you can do which will help you come home to yourself, to be with you, not for the purpose of money or fame or love or anything. You don't want nothing in return. What you're doing is that you're connecting to Allah, and the only thing you want, your focus, is no one and nothing but your Allah. When you do that, you're in solitude, and solitude is the space that Allah gives you so that you can remove yourself from all the negativity, all the burdens, so that your chest can expand. And when your chest expands, you have the light inside you that will shine so bright, and all your burdens will be taken away, inshallah ta'ala, by your Allah, because he's got you. I really hope that these insights help you in some way. If you'd like to draw this grid or have a printout, you can send me a message and connect with me, and I will share you the details. I love you all. I'm sending you lots of love, peace, and light. If you do enjoy the videos that I share, please leave me a comment, because that helps my channel to grow and other people to find out. Like, share, and subscribe, because that's how we spread light. And that's again like an energy exchange. We support each other. Whoever is doing the work of light, we need to hold ourselves and bring more light into this world so that we can be connected to the divine creator, because it's time we rise towards where we're going. I love you all. Take care, and inshallah I'll speak to you soon. Allah Hafiz.